You want me to tell you an IMAX story really quick?
Yes, please.
Mom? Dad?
Last time we chatted, I asked you if you could experience any movie in IMAX, what you would choose, and you chose.
God, man. What? Oh, maybe Apocalypse Now. I think
Yes.
Apocalypse Now on IMAX, because I remember Apocalypse Now as like one of my earliest memories of a film that my dad took me to very irresponsibly at 11 years old. And I saw it at the Mission Theater in Santa Barbara. And it had such an impact on me. I think it's why I'm doing this.
This is the first time I've gotten to ask this question a second time, so I want to put a little bit of a twist on it.
Okay.
If you could experience any horror movie in IMAX, what would you want to experience and why?
God, man. I'm going through all the horror movies that I saw with my mother, and I know, what's a really good visual? I would say, like, just because I can't think of one, Friday the 13th really affected me, but why would I want to see that on IMAX? I would want to see more of a...
Kubrick.
Of a bit, what?
Kubrick or something.
Yeah, like, oh, The Shining, dude.
Yep.
The Shining.
Yep.
Can you imagine an IMAX with the girls sitting there and the blood coming out of the thing? See, I changed my answer to The Shining, one of my favorite all-time movies.
Why should fans experience Weapons in IMAX?
Look, bigger is better. You know, it's more immersive, it's louder, you're just, there's less of a barrier between you and the movie and the experience. Go for it, man. If you're gonna see it big.
There's such obvious moments that will play well in IMAX,
Yeah.
but I almost think it's like the absence of sound and that tension building that you do throughout. Like,
Yeah.
I think just a lot of the shots that you did, especially with your DP Larkin, I would love to maybe pick your brain more on that. Like, how was that collaboration with your DP, and how did that influence a lot of those long tension building POV
Sure.
kind of shots?
Larkin's amazing, and so we went to the locations, weeks and months in advance before shooting, and we photo boarded the whole movie, so we picked the lens and we knew the angle, and we basically edited the movie in prep, so I knew exactly how it was going to stitch together, and so it was fun for us to kind of have bad ideas, and no one's standing around tapping their watch saying let's go. Like, you get to just kind of play, and so I think that's the key to creativity in general, is like not be result oriented and keep it playful. And so it's hard to do that on set when money is getting spent, but it's easy to do that when you're just hanging out.
You should experience everything in IMAX. You should experience dreams in IMAX. Whatever you want, whatever your drug of choice is, a horror film. I mean, Liz, as you sit down, it's reminding me, I forgot it was being played in IMAX, or that it even could be played in IMAX. Sounds like a commercial, man. But seriously, it's like, I want to see it. I've seen it one time, and I was really blown away by what Zach did. The next time I see it will be in your guys' theater for sure.
You're a writer, you're a director, you have been on screen yourself before, but I think something that surprised me when I was looking at the credits for this movie is you also did the music, or at least helped with the music.
I did the music with my two best friends from high school, who I've been in a band with forever, and like we just are musically kind of twins. And so we actually scored the whole movie together before I shot the movie. So we took the script and we just hung out and we just like made a ton of music. And then when I was shooting it, I kind of knew what it was going to be. And then they came to New York and we sat in the edit, and as I was editing it, we were scoring it. So it was early on.
Dude, that is the coolest thing I've heard. That's we should be leading with that. That's so sick.
It was a wild process.
You want me to tell you an IMAX story really quick?
Yes, please.
When I saw Dune, like I saw it early on and then I hadn't seen it again, and then we did the world tour and all that kind of stuff, and then I was in New York and we were done with the publicity, and I wanted to see 10 or 15 minutes of an audience reaction. And I went into New York City and I went into an IMAX theater, and I couldn't leave because I was so blown away by the visual and the audio of that theater. So
Was it the Lincoln
kudos,
Square?
man.
Was it the
It
Lincoln
was.
Square? Yeah, dude.
It was, dude.
Yeah, I saw Dune there.
No way.
Just
It
literally
was
blows you away.
crazy.
Yeah. Yep. I think it's the best theater
Yeah.
I've ever been to.
Seriously.
This audience reaction to
Seriously.
this, sitting in there yesterday, like how everyone's just hanging on a thread for everything that's going on in this movie is incredible.
I know.
The intersection between comedy and horror is such an interesting one to me. And I would love to kind of pick your brain on how do you balance those things? Because even sitting in the audience yesterday, it was
Yeah.
fun to hear the audience like laughing and crying and being scared all at the same time.
I mean, I don't have a general rule for how to be funny with this stuff. There's a lot of jokes on the cutting room floor. I'll tell you that. Like, there were some jokes I thought were so good, and then we did a test screening and they got nothing. So they're out. So I don't have like the recipe. I just know that generally, if the humor is coming from a real situation where the character is behaving authentically to how they would in real life, then it's gonna work. If you're writing a joke to write a joke, it's probably not gonna work.
Zach is such an incredible filmmaker. Like, 2 for 2 on this, horror, bender that he's going on. Could you talk about that experience of working with him and just what impresses you so much from your perspective getting to work with that up-and-coming filmmaker?
I mean, the thing is you don't know. It's like Denis, when I worked with Denis, there was a lot of questions I had. He had done Ascendi, he had done one American film. I turned down Sicario twice. I knew Emily, I knew Roger Deakins, I knew Benicio. So it was the same kind of thing where I was like, I hope. So, in all the kind of fastidiousness of him, like, play this a little softer, like we have this whole trajectory that we have to go through. In his brilliance of design, I say it wasn't until the final result, knowing what Barbarian was, that I realized that he already is, but he's going to be an even better filmmaker.
If you could experience any movie in IMAX again or for the first time, what would you want to experience and why?
2001: Space Odyssey, because I've never seen it on the big screen, and I feel like that is the ultimate big screen movie, and I need to do it. If I wasn't a sober person, I would drop a ton of acid and go see it in the theater. Maybe I still will, but like that's the LSD, IMAX, Stanley Kubrick. Get out there.